Hey guys, we have another hero to talk about in the case of Jennifer Rosenbaum. Jennifer was the temporary foster mom who murdered one of the two children in her home. She claimed that the child choked at dinner time eating chicken and that she was performing CPR, but that she didn't know how to perform CPR, which makes no sense for a couple of reasons. One, the child was still breathing, according to Jennifer Rosenbaum, so why was she performing CPR on the child? And number two, she was in the National Guard, wasn't she? How old was she? 27, I think. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. But I think she was in her mid to late 20s, right? Do you know anybody in their mid to late 20s who doesn't know CPR? So, this is one of the most tragic cases ever. Those poor little girls suffered in the home of Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum. While Jennifer was beating them, Joseph did nothing to stop her. While they had bruises and fractures and were vomiting, and Jennifer was ordering them to eat the vomit, Joseph did nothing to stop her. Joseph did nothing at all to protect those two little girls. Jennifer thought she was really something. She had connections. She was probably appalled at being arrested. But guess what? She was arrested because there was a very brave little girl who at 4 years old was able to articulate exactly what was happening behind closed doors. She was arrested because the x-rays proved that those little girls had injuries that were not from anybody performing CPR on them. So I want to tell you about another hero in the case of Jennifer Rosenbaum, her lawyer. I said in a previous interview, I say that all the time now. I said in a previous video that the prosecutor was amazing in her closing argument. And she was. Oh my goodness. That's probably one of the most impressive closing arguments I've ever watched. But you know what? The defense lawyer was also amazing. Just imagine how difficult it must have been to have taken such a tragic case. Just imagine how much work it must have taken to be prepared for trial. One thing I noticed about the defense lawyer, when it was time to cross-examine the state's witnesses, she was prepared. She was prepared every step of the way. And she didn't have a big team sitting around her, feeding her information. She paid attention at trial. She listened to every word the witnesses were saying. She took notes. She watched. She really cared. You could tell. It came across in her professional demeanor. It also came across in her diligence throughout the entire trial, as she worked so hard to ensure that her clients received a fair trial. She held firm to the defense that the child suffered injuries from the CPR, which some people don't even believe that Jennifer Rosenbaum actually was performing on the child. But her lawyer held firm that the child was injured because of Jennifer Rosenbaum giving the child CPR and not knowing how to properly perform CPR. She knew where she was going with the defense, and she knew how she was going to get there. I think she's probably one of the most intelligent lawyers that I've ever seen. She was sharp. So I really think that the defense lawyer is also one of our heroes in this case, because as Jennifer Rosenbaum is heading off to prison for life, we can know that she did receive a fair trial because she had one of the best defense lawyers ever.